Hi guys, we're live. It's the first checkered flag show of the year in 2021. Let's get into this as we bring you the latest news in the world of Formula One and out of the Formula One paddock. So yes, we're back. It's the checkered flag show. It was actually going to be a different intro to that, but I thought I'd play that one to see how you guys like it because you've seen the other one. So, Christian, nice to see you. Yes, smash that like button before we do anything. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm live. But I've got a new co-host for this show now. Right, he's been on here before on F1 streams. Right, he's been on F1. He's been on football channels as well. Usually running his mouth about Liverpool, to be honest. But there you go. But anyway, time to bring in Mr. Chris Welch. How are you?
I'm Dud. How about yourself?
Yeah, not doing too bad. Not doing too bad.
And I hope everyone's all right as well.
Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. Doing well. I'm not watching the news. It's too depressing. So, well, unless it's at football or F1 news, to be honest. But we'll get into that, and actually, we'll get that out the way. Actually, because I think the main talking point is to do with the Australian Grand Prix, on the 15th or 17th of March, I believe. I've got a picture of it here, I think. No, I ain't. There you go. Good start. But yeah, 15th, I think it's 19th to the 21st of April, they're planning it. So yeah, we've got, like, obviously the Australian Grand Prix season opener. And yes, they are worried that they will have to postpone it due to, obviously, COVID restrictions, COVID-19. Obviously, each country is going to be different. It's not like football where you're all in one country and you maybe go to Europe or abroad for the European games. But this one, they have to have their own restrictions because they're going across the world, and everyone is like more relaxed or more strict. So, and it's probably to do with the wider question: should motorsport or any form of sport be going on in a minute? Since, like, say, like in this country, the cases are rising. Today, apparently, the worst figures since the pandemic began. Right. So, yeah. What's your thoughts about this Grand Prix? Do you think it should be postponed?
Yeah. If Australia's been affected, then of course I think it should be postponed. It shouldn't. I mean, if they can reschedule it some part of the season, then it should still go ahead. But obviously it was cancelled completely last season, Australia, and I think I just thought this film we're gonna have the same as last season again. It won't just be Australia being postponed. I think other races will be as well at some point if things don't improve, of course.
Hang on. I'm just looking here at some of the news reports, and we'll go with the Autosport one. I'm going to share this to you guys so you guys can read this as well. So give me 1 second. I'll also let people know I'm live at the same time, so it'll be a good idea. Who says men can't multitask, eh?
Yeah, you're pretty right there.
Nah, it's brilliant, isn't it? So yeah, actually, there's someone else that was supposed to be. He said he was gonna try and come on. just send him that I'm live because apparently he likes F1 and he's been pointing in my direction. But anyway, yeah, that one. That's what we want. Right. Yes, I accept all the bloody. So yeah, 2021 F1 Australian Grand Prix is not, might be, it's set to be. So they're pretty certain this will be postponed due to COVID restrictions. After seeing it, obviously the 2020 calendar undergoes significant changes due to the COVID-19 pandemic. F1 aims to return to a more regular season by 2021, planning a 23 race schedule. Now, obviously, that was in doubt because the race four of that 23 races was still under doubt as Vietnam pulled out. The season was due to begin in Australia, but with strong but still enforcing strict travel restrictions amid global fears of the emergence of the new strain of the COVID-19. Doubts have been growing about the viability of the Grand Prix. Autosport understands that the Australian Grand Prix now looks set to be postponed until later in the season, forcing a possible reshuffle of the races later in the year. It means that the Bahrain Grand Prix could also get scheduled for the 28th. Now looks poised to become the season opener. Oh, great. So I've got to wait longer. Oh, all right. Football's bad enough. Currently, there are 279 active cases estimated in Australia, while there have been 909 total deaths reported resulting from COVID-19. So, not as bad as here. Yeah, so what do you make of that? Do you think we should agree with this and just carry it till Bahrain? I mean, it's one race less, to be honest. And if it keeps everyone else safe and we get the same calendar that we should do, then all for it.
Yeah, I do agree with it, Marcy. Like, it's hard. Yes, be honest, it's hard in these times. Like, of course, we wanted to. Well, F1 wanted to have this full 23 race. Then I think we all knew it was never going to happen. 23 races, just because of the circumstances we're living in, and so I just think. I don't think it'd be cancelled completely. They might try and fit it in. Yeah, it's in some point this season. But yeah, I think we just have to wait and see. I think.
Yeah. I mean, if there's every chance it could be fitted later in the season. I mean, don't forget, if it's a normal calendar, you've got that season break in August, where they take 3 weeks off. So you could quite easily fit into that gap if it needs to be. Maybe the drivers won't be too happy about that because sometimes they need that break because of the hectic schedule it is, especially the fact we've got so many Grand Prix. Right, there's one race less on the game that makes it quite easier actually. So I do like the Australian Grand Prix, to be honest. But I mean, it's whatever makes everyone safe. I think after what happened last year, where an actual member of the McLaren team caught it, by the time they got there, this is where I trust Liberty Media over the FA, because Liberty Media won't take any chances. Right, whereas the FA, I feel they're not reading the bigger picture. Right, we just had 1,325 people die today of the COVID strain, and we are not considering about postponing football.
It's just on that worse if they don't take any
but
action.
what winds me up is that they're all going about this virus, right, and this vaccine, right? We're all giving it to elderly members in care homes that are isolated. So how the hell is it going to stop the strain? They're isolated. They ain't going anywhere. So they ain't gonna get it. So if they're not the ones out and about spreading it, right? What's the point in giving it to them? Right? You give it to the ones that are having to go out to work and are at risk of catching it and spreading it, and like NHS workers and all that, all
Supermarket workers as well.
all the key workers. Yeah, they should be the first ones to get it. Right? I'm a vulnerable person, but I can realize I'm isolated at home, so I don't need it. If I'm at home, right, and my carer is at home with me, right, the only risk that my mum poses is when she goes out on once a week for a shopping trip, or I go to the hospital. That's it. And that's once a week. So what's the point of me having a jab when you've got people going out every day to save people's lives? You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But there you go. And speaking of hospitals, actually, next topic is actually about Sir Frank Williams. Frank Williams has been in hospital having treatment. Obviously, we know about in 1980. In 1986.
Yeah.
He had a massive accident, which left him hemiplegic. And I think he's been having treatment because of that. But they've said to be saying he's recovering well from hospital. And yes, looks like to be all well on the mend. It's good news to hear, because he's, as much as Williams have now been sold, and yes, Claire Williams did their last race at Monza, they're still going to be around the paddock. Like, you ain't going to take Frank Williams away from the paddock. This is not going to happen, is it? It's just, and they've actually, if anyone hasn't seen the DVD, Williams, right, Racing's DVD, documentary DVD, go check it out, 'cause it's awesome. By the way, other DVDs are available. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see that, like, that an icon of the sport is getting the treatment they needed and is recovering well, because obviously we lost Sterling Moss last year as well. But moving swiftly on, we have got now that we've got Perez signed to a deal, and no, Hamilton has still not had his deal and signed yet, which just spreads rumours. Which he has come out and actually said already that it's fiction, pure fiction. But I thought we'd go quickly through the driver lineup. So obviously we'll start with world champions Mercedes. By the way, right, anyone in the comments, for a certain someone in the comments, what's that? What's that? Right, bow down. Right, kiss his feet. Right,
bow down.
Yeah, go down, kiss his feet. You know,
like all the drivers bow down.
Sir Lewis Hamilton, right, the man himself. I've even got the picture. Right, Sir Lewis Hamilton, 7 times world champion. Right, will be going for his 8th title. His was it 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. If he wins this one, it'll be 5 consecutive championships in a row. 5. Right? Matched by Michael Schumacher, another feat by Michael Schumacher equaled. And he will break Schumacher's record. I mean, and the way it looks like, it's very, very likely. Right? We got his teammate who has to step it on this year after George Russell's performance, I think. Sorry, you were going to say something anyway, but go on.
Yeah, it was about Lewis Hamilton. Just end the season. We don't need to do the season. just give him the trophy.
Yeah, just give him a trophy. Fuck it.
Next. Make it 8 times.
Let's get to the rule changes, and then we'll maybe have a mix-up. But, yeah, I think one person who's really going to be under pressure this season, especially after George Russell's brilliant performance in the Chequered Grand Prix, is this man, Valtteri Bottas. He has got to mount a serious title charge. I mean, take it to the last race sort of charge. This is what I'm talking about.
I just don't see it. Like he's had
on his day he can do it.
Yeah, on his day he can do it, but I just don't see him mounting a challenge. To be honest, I just think
obviously we really don't know because obviously Hamilton has had COVID. We don't know, obviously, compared to some footballers, they're still off with long-term COVID. So we don't know if that's affecting him. It didn't look like it in Abu Dhabi, to be honest. So, he only missed out by 10th on pole position, or not even that. So, yeah. But anyway, moving on. We'll move on to Red Bull Racing. Max Verstappen obviously stays for another season with the Red Bull team.
The best in the world according to markets.
Yeah, according to everyone on the planet, or just that little contingent called the Netherlands, the best driver on the planet, right? When he wins the championship, I might consider it. I don't know, I won't actually. But yeah, I think. Obviously, we can't tell until pre-season testing if they've got a serious title car on our hands. Because knowing them, they've always been 3/10 off at the start of the season, and by which point Mercedes are gone into the distance. So if they're going to really challenge, like I've said before, they're going to challenge this season, they've got to go from the start, straight off, bang, straight away. And next to him, and this will be a challenge, Sergio Perez has moved from Aston Martin. He got his seat at Red Bull finally. Albon, unfortunately, had to be kicked out. I'm not actually sure where he went, actually. I might have to check that. I'll check that some other time.
I think he's a reserve driver, isn't he, for Red Bull?
Might be a reserve driver, yeah. But unfortunately, if you don't perform, you get dropped. Simple as that.
Name of the game.
Aim of the game. Yep. Name of the game, sorry. All right. Moving on to go quickly whiz through these. McLaren Mercedes. Obviously, new Mercedes power unit for this year. Which should give them a bit of a reliability edge. Knowing how shit the Renault is. Lando Norris. I think this is going to be an exciting partnership, by the way.
Yeah,
Him and Daniel Ricciardo, right? Mr. Late Breaker, right? Now, you think this guy can overtake? This guy beats him hands down.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? China 2018 showed Verstappen how you overtake. Simples. First chance that Verstappen got to overtake, he's spinning in a circle. He's like Danny Ceballos, the spinning top. Right? Like it's so funny. You just you put it in slow motion and play Kylie Minogue. I'm spinning around, move out of my way. Honestly.
Yeah, that's probably the most.
Yeah, and as you can tell, I don't do the X Factor.
I think that partnership at McLaren, that's probably the most exciting partnership to look forward to this season.
Yep. Moving on. Now renamed Aston Martin Racing, or what was Racing Point. Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll. Stroll obviously there because he's dad, let's be honest. Sebastian Vettel moved from Ferrari to Aston Martin. That's about as good as it's going to get because I know that's very photoshopped, but it was as good as it's going to get, to be honest. Like, they haven't come out with their actual livery yet. So, but you never know. Every time he's gone to a new team, he's come out a new man. So it might be doing the world of good. Like it did with Ferrari. I don't think he's going to win the second race of the season, to be honest. But there you go.
He's probably someone to look out for this season
Mm.
because I think people might. He's a 4-time world champion, but I think people still doubt him because of last season. The guy didn't perform well, so I think he'd be one to look out for Aston Martin.
Yeah, I'm just putting the link in the chat there. So if anyone does want to turn up and turn on. Ow. Head. So yeah, and obviously Lance Stroll got pole position last year, but he really needs to step it up if his dad wants to go to places that he wants to go to under the Aston Martin racing team, which he said he wants to win titles. And you got to have the drivers to do that. And I don't think Lance Stroll is the driver to do that, to be honest. If I'm being completely honest. But
that's the thing, though. His dad won't get rid of him.
So, moving on. Renault Motorsport. And
Guess who's back?
Mr. Tapas Pulis, right, of F1. Right, Mr. Tapas himself. It is 2-time world champion Fernando Alonso. Right. Hopefully he doesn't cheat like he did last time with Hamilton. Pit lane and all that, mind the gap. And then Esteban Ocon. So who's had a decent season last season? Weren't stellar, to be honest. Not compared to his teammate. He was definitely overshadowed by Ricardo, to be honest. Right. And a lot of people forget how talented he is. But now, all the way down, what's that? First, second, third, fourth, fifth.
Oh, here we go.
All the way down. Okay, I couldn't put them any lower, but they are in sixth. It's Ferrari. And by the way, for all Ferrari fans out there, I'm sorry to tell you, it's going to stay like this for another year.
Yeah.
Good luck. Right? Good luck. Right? Because it is staying like this for another year. But Charles Leclerc stays at Ferrari for another season. Feel sorry for him in a way, to be honest, because he should be getting the tools to win a title or fight for a title up there with Verstappen and Hamilton and that, because he's that talented. And I think he's better than Verstappen, to be honest. I don't care. I don't care what people say, to be honest. Right? You can come and challenge me that all you want. And then Carlos Sainz next to him, who had a pretty good season last season, I might admit. Very good season. So, yeah.
Consistent.
That's another exciting lineup, to be honest. If the car was exciting, no. If the car was exciting, I'd get your point.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's just a car.
That's the problem, isn't it? They need a car to win,
Well, yeah, when people make the biggest flop of the season at the start of the season, I think Carlos Sainz could be in that bracket if Ferrari don't have the car. But it won't be his fault because the car's is shite, basically. Sorry for the Androids.
Yeah, I mean, I think, to be honest, I think this show would be better once to get the watch-alongs going. I think, and actually, by the way, if anyone possibly doing one more watch-alongs, so we like watching old Grand Prix and we do commentary. If anyone's interested in that, let me know, because we could possibly do that on the whenever day weekend Arsenal not playing. We could do a rerun and yeah, try and do a Murray Walker, right? And it's go.
Another David Croft and Martin Fondo.
Yeah, David Croft. I still speak to him, by the way. Right, moving on to AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri, obviously, we've got race winner Pierre Gasly. Really, really stepped up his game last season. Really impressed by him. And newcomer from Formula 2 after just a one season in Formula 2 and just in that first season fighting for a title, Yuki Tsunoda. But part of me does think, I will stress, part of me does think that's partly because it's Honda. Right?
Yeah,
They really they made it quite clear they wanted to push that through because of Honda and that. But then part of me is like, well, you're pissing off in 2022. So what does it matter? By the time he gets to any sort of level, you be gone.
it's got the potential to be an exciting partnership.
Yeah, I'd like to see who wins out of that. I can't call it, to be honest. Right? As much as I don't say Gazzy's not a good driver, I think they're on the same level, to be honest.
I think they
But,
were. I think both.
but I
of them,
think that race win gives Gasly a lot of confidence. Because you got to admit, last season he lost his seat. Then the weekend after that, he lost his best mate. Right,
Yeah.
So that pole in Brazil sort of set him up for the next season, and then that race win, right, just sets him up permanently. So yeah, it's sort of like a topsy turvy world that Formula One lives in. To be honest, 1 minute you could be on the floor, next minute you could be up in the clouds. So unless you're Lewis Hamilton, then you're permanently in the clouds.
Yeah, yeah. Sonoda could be surprise package this season. Yeah,
I've seen him in F2. He's a very good driver. Absolutely
yeah.
very good driver.
That's what I'm saying.
Very,
Yeah, in F2.
he's got a lot of experience on his very experienced head on young shoulders. So Alfa Romeo, they stick with the same lineup as they've had for the past 3 seasons. Mix it up. Come on.
But it's good to see the legend in there.
Be a DJ. Mix the tape up, man. We're bored of it now. Right? We know Giovinazzi. I'm sorry, mate. You're shit. Right? The only decent thing you did was 2019 British Grand Prix when you fucking put it in the gravel and let Hamilton win the race.
Yeah.
And do you know what's funny? Because I was staying in the hotel, because I was at the Grand Prix, the hotel we were staying in, because part of the F1 package, was being used by the Alfa Romeo engineers. And a few of them came past after they come back from the circuit, after we watched like England win the cricket on the TV. I said, I know you probably think I'm being a prick, right? But as a British fan, thank you. Can you say thank you to Giovinazzi? And they're like, for what? They were like, Hamilton. They went, oh yeah. Right, I got to say thank you. Right, let's just hope the next British Grand Prix, Hamilton's not coming back on 3 wheels. Right. Don't. But then they had to because of the safety car at that time. So Haas team, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin.
He's one lucky boy. He's
one lucky boy. Not talk about him, obviously. F2 champion.
Yeah, the other one.
Very obviously, Michael Schumacher's son. I'd still say let him grow into it. Let him do his own thing. Right. Even if he achieves half of what Schumacher his father achieved, that's more than enough. So just even a sixth of it, even a seventh of it, which is 1 title. So yeah, and then Mr. Bad Boy himself, Nikita Mazepin. How is this prick in Formula One? How is a prick like that, when we all say race is one, all about equality and all this shit like that, right? Why is this prick in Formula One? Right? You sexy pig.
I'm already going to make a prediction. Yeah, Mazepin will finish bottom of the Drivers' Championship.
Oh, and I'm strictly moving on because I don't want to see his face.
Yeah, just move on.
George Russell. Now, this is where Bottas needs to get in gear. Because if George Russell out qualifies Latifi again and just does everything perfect again, and don't forget that Williams car is improving.
Yeah.
Especially under new ownership. So if it carries on like it is, bye-bye Bottas. Bye-bye Bottas. Bye-bye Bottas.
I mean, that'll be exciting, enough for 2022. Russell and Hamilton.
Yeah, man. That would be awesome. and he's got the talent to do it. Right, he bossed that Grand Prix, and then lastly, Nicholas Latifi. Well, if what your prediction is saying, at least will be one spot higher than last year.
Yep.
But that's the lineup.
I'm sticking by it. Mazepin will finish bottom.
I think no. I've got a better idea. He'll be out by the summer.
Who, Mazepin?
Yep. Because he's a dirty driver as well. You don't mention that.
Yeah, I mean, if he continues his bloody habits, then I'll get rid of him.
It's like when Verstappen won the yellow light. Now, obviously, sexism is so much worse than that. But he won a yellow light, right, or a yellow flag, and then they only punished him because he was laughing about it in a press conference. That's the only reason they investigated it. So it's mad. It's mad.
Something
to what I was gonna do, I was gonna go into the 2021 rules, but I think I might save that for next week because there's not much news obviously going around because of there no being Formula One at the minute. Plus I'm knackered to be honest. I was doing a lot of streaming yesterday. I did a stream this morning about transfer news and that. Right. But yeah. But apart from that, I am pretty tired. I might go on someone's stream a bit later, but that's about it, really, to be honest, for me. I need to get some proper rest if I'm going to be doing that stream tomorrow at 5. We'll be live at 5 p.m. People here. Featley TV, Arsenal versus Newcastle. Forget it, right? Third round of the FA Cup. Fuck Villa and Liverpool. Right? It's already fucked. Right? Lucky bastards.
I swear to God.
You can't beat the under 23s or 18s. You cannot win the league. End of story.
I put a pause.
I will no. If your team lose against Aston Villa, under 18s and under 20s, I don't care if whoever's watching this. If you don't, you do not deserve to win the league. Simple. Or actually, in fact, you won't. Right?
Yeah, I've been
especially with no centre back.
There's no excuses tonight.
I said it.
No excuses tonight. If we don't win, it'd be a big old massive want.
What was it tonight?
Yeah, I think it's 7:45 kickoff or 8 p.m. Compete for that one. I saw the lineup. Feel sorry for Aston Villa with that lineup.
What channel is it on?
BT Sport.
Oh, I can't be honest with that.
There's probably no point watching it because you should expect us to win.
Oh, by the way, do you like the new setup, by the way? You know, like, camped out in the kitchen corner here. So, right. But this is the only way I can find the main table lower than the table in the front room. Or just low enough so I can have this camera like this. Otherwise, it'd be like this in front of us like that. You couldn't see my face. So,
Also, you haven't got people to distract you like your mum and...
Oh, no. You wanted to see it last night. You wanted to see it last night on someone else's stream, right? Unfortunately, this microphone don't only just take my voice. It's not bad, actually, right? Like, some people pay 30 quid for something like this. I paid 60 for it because I wanted something that was good quality. I'll make sure it was good quality. Didn't want the cheapest price going because I know what would happen. But yeah, 60 quid, and I think you can tell I'll sound a lot clearer.
Yeah.
Right. It's just the problem with headphones. I mean, I can have the headphone in like to listen to other people, but when it comes to speaking for the mic, it's all muffled or half of it's not there. So
because sometimes earphones don't work. You'd be saying hello and people be like, we can't hear you.
Yeah,
and you have to use one of them
yeah,
things
yeah.
like that.
But anyway, I'm gonna call it there, guys. Right? I'm sorry it's shorter than usual, but hopefully when we get more news when it comes towards the North season, we'll get like more people on, we'll get more content going, right? Hopefully, we can get to racing very, very soon. Hopefully they'll have loads of vaccines around the world by then. So well, apparently a third vaccine coming out soon. So anyway, hey, free across the board, right? Well, in this country anyway. So yeah, thanks
Okay.
to anyone who's tuned in. Make sure to leave a like, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, right? On the road to 1K, get that 1,000 subscribers, then we can help Children's Liver Disease Foundation big time, right? But until then, thanks, Chris, as usual, my co-host, right? And we'll,
Stay safe, all of you.
yes, and
Everyone.
follow the fucking rules, right? Because I'm getting wound up by it now, right? Just it's real. Just fucking follow the rules,
Stay
right?
at home. Stay at
Otherwise,
home. I see it.
come back. Other than that, come back tomorrow.
It
Yeah,
does want to. But yeah, come back tomorrow.
yeah. Right. You've got no reason to go out, so come here, tune in, SVT TV, 5 o'clock in the evening, Arsenal versus Newcastle. They're done. There we go. All right. Until then, anyone, take care and stay safe, stay well.